Welcome to this tutorial. In the last few tutorials we learned how to write or execute a simple test case using Protractor. Today we will see how to interact with DOM elements which are written in my sample web application. And how can I do that? I can use some strategies provided by Protractor which is like ready-made functionality provided to us through Protractor framework, so that I don't have to write my own code to find or interact with those DOM elements. So those are called locator strategies, and it all comes under Protractor intricacies which we have to learn today. And this is nothing complex, it's quite easy. So if you have seen my previous code test case, we are using like this. So let me first summarize this, what it comprises of. So it has one global function, one input locator, and actions on that. So out of this, element is a global function provided to us by Protractor, and by.model of your name is nothing but locator strategies. Here I am using by model strategies, and it will give us one result which is nothing but my element finder. And on that element finder result I can call various actions like send keys, get text, or click, depending on the type of model element. So let's see what is the result returned by this. So this is the result, right? Now on this I can call send keys because this element will be returned to me as input text box. So I'm passing Arpit as input text value. So let's see the code in detail. This is my code. This is my code of index.html, which is our sample web application. So it's pretty simple, which we have seen earlier also in the last tutorial, how to execute the test case. Now we'll learn more about that, what we are using and why are we using that. This is my input text box. It's pretty simple HTML except this part, right? So I'm attaching one ng model attribute to this as your name, so that whenever I want to use this input text box value, I can simply say hello and your name in the expression, so that it's like binding both the ways, binding provided by AngularJS, so that whenever I update this input text I can get latest values in my UI. So this is about ng model concept, right? Now let's see how I can use this ng model concept in my test case. So configuration will be same only, and spec.js, see here, this is the line which I was mentioning. So this is the only thing which is more important to us, because if I explain again, this is my test suite, this is my test case, which is same thing, right? We haven't changed anything. This is my browser.get, where I am launching one browser for this URL, and this is the piece which I was talking about. So this is my model, this is my element global function, and this is my locator strategies. We'll see in a detail in very short while that how many kind of locator strategies we can use in Protractor test case. And depending on the locator strategies we use, it will return us one element finder object in the result form, and depending on the type of the result we can call different actions like send keys or click. If it's a button we can call click, or if it's an input text box we can call send keys, or if it's some other element which has a text we can say get text. Okay, and this is same thing, because what we are doing is again element is my global function, this is my different locator strategies. It's like binding. So by binding I am getting a greeting variable, and see, this is my another action on that greeting variable because it has text value. So let me show this by dot binding, where will it go and try to fetch the element. So if you have seen this hello, and this is the binding I'm using here. Okay, so what it will do is, it will at runtime it will be like hello Arpit. So if you see that value here, greeting will be hello Arpit, and then I'll try to call get text as an action on that element finder object, and it should return me hello Arpit if I type Arpit. If I type ABC, then it will return ABC, and I'll try to match this with hello Arpit. So if I pass ABC, it will fail because my test case says that expectation is hello Arpit. So this test case will be passed only if I provide Arpit in my text box, which I am doing here. Okay, so let's come back to our discussion. So this is all about interact with elements, right? Using one model locator strategy we saw here. Now let's see, can we use some other locator strategy, which we have already seen here. If you remember the code, we used binding and we used one different get text action on that element find raw object if we used binding as another locator strategy. So these are the few locator strategies which we can use to find an element. We have some more, which is a complete list of locators is present here on Angular GitHub site. So which we already saw by that model in the last example. We can use CSS selector as well. So if we know what is a class of element, we can find like dot my class. If we know the element with the given ID, then we can use my id with id locator. If we already know what is a binding, then we can use by dot binding. We just saw, right, by dot binding of your name, because I was saying hello and in curly braces I was using your name, right? Now if you want to see the complete list of locators, you can browse this URL, which is a Angular GitHub site for Protractor, and it will give you complete list of Protractor locators, right? So this is the place, right? Some of them we have already discussed. This also we discussed, this also we discussed, this we already used it. And if you want to use shortcuts, this is the shortcut, but I did not explain this because this is a introductory tutorial, so I always want to go with the complete code, because this we can always reach to this shorthand notation if we know this, right? Now we already discussed about action, and we are calling here click. This for example, this is send keys, so we are passing my text. We can clear also this text box. Get attribute is another function, get text is another function which we already saw, right? So you can go to this URL for more details, which is pretty simple. This is the beauty of Protractor documentation, that they have written so simply that anyone can go to that documentation and learn themselves. It is quite easy to follow. So I would like to thanks to Angular official tutorial and Angular GitHub tutorial for Protractor, which I used to explain the concepts of Protractor in this tutorial. Thank you so much. In the coming up tutorial, we'll see what is page object and why I should use page object, what are the shortcomings in our current code, and if we go for scalable code, or if I go for more test cases or more test suites, would it have any problem with the current code, any shortcomings would be there, and if they are there, how can you rectify them? So page object is one of the solution which can solve few of the problems of our test cases if we are going to write too much code in Protractor framework. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial.